They say the best things come from the work.
Man, but I'm gonna go to Rick Ross. Rick Ross actually, put a statement out there. I'm gonna play that, and then we're gonna, speak about this. I don't think you heard this one.
I see a lot of people tagging me with this Cardi B shit, right? But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna explain something to you. Leave Cardi B alone, and the reason I tell you that is, in a lot of circumstances, that's what comes with that lifestyle. She never hid that. We all know that. Fortunately, I'm from Miami and I understand that. My circumstances and my incidents, where I did lose a 7-figure deal with Reebok, and I took that to the chin, and I have no love lost for Reebok, you understand? Because I needed to understand I was a king, you understand? And they right, I didn't need to promote that. The parties I attended at the time, where I'm from, that was the lifestyle, you dig? And when you look at the reaction when we performed that record, that was the most popular line to a lot of motherfuckers, and that's who I wrote that for. I wrote that for motherfuckers who live that lifestyle. And they.
So I guess, what he talking about the lyric where he said he put the thing in a drink and she didn't even know it?
Probably.
Yeah, and he got a lot of backlash, from that. I mean, it's cutthroat, man. It is what it is. We know, what happened. It happens in the street, but I don't think it's a justification, just to be real, for somebody to say, oh, if you did it, you did it. Like, if you put something in somebody's drink, you just as bad as the next person.
No, that's
what I mean. And that's what I think people, are trying, to say. Now, if there are people that this legitimately happened to, and they come back and they can prove it, then it might be something with this, with the Cardi B. I don't think it will be, but if guys come back and say, oh, yeah, well, she got me. Well, she drugged me. You know what I mean? It's going to bring out, just for the fact that she said it, is going to bring out at least 10 fake people. But it might really happen to real people, being as though the fact that she said it right out of her own mouth.
No, God, I don't want to sit here and act like anything legal is going to come out of this, because I doubt that. But what I will say is Cardi B, or what I will ask you is Cardi B in maybe, because like I said on the podcast a couple of days ago, this isn't the only video. And there's going to be shit that just comes up every so often when it comes to Cardi B, because she seemingly grew up and blew up over the phone on social media. So they're going to dig up a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Rick Ross alluded to losing a 7-figure Reebok deal, a heavy bag for saying some shit on a lyric. Do you see potentially maybe some of these things coming back and biting her on the ass when it comes to endorsements and some of these bags that she's walking into now?
Absolutely. Stuff like this could definitely, certain companies will not want to attach themselves, with this type of negative pub. So we'll see, how quickly, that, it just dissipates. But, a lot, I'm just confirming, looking at Cardi B's Instagram, because the other day when we did the broadcast about it, we actually read her response. She since took that down. And a lot of people were saying in the comment section that she took it down because of the last part, which we read on the air. And it was like, damn, she should have never said that. So people were retracting, statements, and whatnot. But, I just think people just got to be smarter, with what they say. Nothing you could do about shit you said in the past, but going forward, because now it's a whole big thing now where guys is coming out. You read the comments, the people's all going in. They bringing up the whole black issue, how she disrespected. I never heard it, but I hear that she said she called black people roaches and stuff like that. I don't know. What I'm saying? A lot of people are bringing a lot of this, stuff up, and I understand that she has haters, obviously, like every person does. But, I think it's just a crazy, situation, man. Yeah. But I get what you had to say on the Cardi B situation, man.
Oh, man, it's just, it should be, it needs to apply, man. The rules need to apply across the board. If what's good for the goose, I hate to say it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But it is, it's one and the same. If a woman she can't swing on somebody and then turn around and act like, scream girl, don't hit me back after she's already swung. She stepped into the ring to play like a boy. So, hey, she's gonna have to get dealt with like a boy.
Do you think it's comparable to the Bill Cosby? You think that's fair?
Yes.
Could you explain that?
Yeah. Well, really, actually, I think it's worse because she had intent. With Bill Cosby, it could be said that, that these were everybody at a party and we was all at a party, we was all getting high. And, that was just free love. And that's how things were going. With her, she was going with the intent of robbing somebody. So when you go with the intent of robbing somebody, then things could get a lot worse real quick. It could have turned into murder.
But Darren, aren't we talking right now just off of a mere hearsay? I mean, we can obviously jump to conclusion and say, yeah, she may have did this, but isn't this just a girl talking shit on Instagram at this point without any substantial evidence?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm somebody that when somebody says they do something, I pretty much take it at face value.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for her to be able to make a statement like that, I mean, I don't know how, what benefit, really that would have for her career, for her to make a statement like that. Unless, things are so off in her world that, a statement like that is okay. I just, yeah, man.
I want to read you a comment. Oh God, I want you to chime in on this too. It's coming from Giant Gain. I'm seeing in the chat room right now. I think it's great for the conversation. Do you guys think gender inequality is the real problem? It's one-sided toward men when it comes to the sexuality realm, but it's one-sided for women when it comes to the corporate realm. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, didn't you see? There was a thing that just happened with Google. Google, they ended up having to pay a settlement back to the men workers because they were overpaying the women substantially. So it's been kind of it's been a one-sided thing across the board where men are really starting to kind of falling in down cracks.
So you're saying that women were being paid more than men?
Yeah. There was like a $20 or $30 million settlement where Google had to pay out all the male workers because they were overpaying the women. Like the women were getting lined up for promotions before the men were. I mean, it was it was an environment where, it was female dominated.
Isn't like I'm sorry, go ahead.
And you have to look kind of as things were, how the face of the company changed. There are women have a certain way about them. The women have a certain way that they conduct business. And if you watch how that business is, how that business has evolved or how it's changing, you can see a woman's touch with their business. You can see how Google has changed. And this how the company has evolved over time, how a company evolves with the woman at the helm, how a company evolves. I mean, you have to think about it. It's like the president of the company is that's the culture of the company.
So would you say it was a problem that women were at the helm? What do you think about that? Even in regards to a women president, do you think that we're at a point where it's time for women president? Because I think Ogon and I talked on this a little bit throughout the podcast, and I was one to say that I think the country and the world is ready for a woman president. Why not? And I forgot Ogon what your thoughts were, but Darren, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, I think the world's not ready for an ADOS president. So until we're ready for to have a true Black American president, it could be male or female. Then we can start to talk about a woman's president. I mean, because no matter what, we live in America and things are about race, and we need to see somebody who would heal that wound. And I don't know how well a woman would be received as president. Particularly, I mean, she would have to be I would hate to say it, but outside of Michelle Obama, who, congratulations, I heard she's like going to have the #1 selling memoir of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Outside of her being president, what other Black woman do you see that somebody's going to come in and really get acceptance from? Not a lot. And then you look at and say, all right, who are the women that are like in their hat? And these are all white women. Well, the white women were the same women who raised up these white men who were the the people that I hate to call them the oppressors, but people of society that we live in that try to kind of drive things.
So did you feel like the that a woman is capable though of running the country at all? Not to support. Do you think she's capable?
Do I think she's capable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Of administrating the country.
Right. Cool.
Oh yeah.
You know what I wanted to ask, and I want to ask the chat room and everything. It's something that popped up as you were talking, Darren. I'm just thinking because we We wanted a black president. We wanted a black president. We got Obama. We didn't want that. We want some type of political power in the House. But you don't see other races asking for that, and they're still successful. Why is that? Do we need political power to still have power out here in society, in your opinion?
I think that we do. I think we have something to prove. You know, we had the Reconstruction, and that's when we started to come in and really were being part of this country. You know, we need political power to be part of this country because we were the founders of this country. You know, we're the people who actually, our blood is built in this country. So if somebody is going to, the culture is kind of like with the corporation, the culture of the country should be driven by us.